Hi there, my name is Terry Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Deco Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor. I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my Facebook Lives, through my blog at adorabledecodecor.com, and through my wreath making courses. And today I'm going to show you how we're going to take this bow that we had taken off of a redo wreath, and we're going to turn that into a coordinating piece. So, like I said, I needed to do something kind of quick today, and quick, but these little items, I tell you, hold a lot of value to me. I love making swags. They are quick, easy, a lot of times, and you know, a lot of times your customer comes to your Etsy shop and they're not wanting to spend a whole bunch of money. They might be looking for a gift, or maybe they don't have enough budget for a higher priced wreath. So a swag would be something that would be kind of in between, that they could add to their design or add to their decor. So as you know, if you were on the live the other day, I had this Mardi Gras wreath that I needed to update, and it actually had 3 of these large bows. I did take all the bows off. I repositioned one of them to go right here and added some tails, but I had these 2 bows that I have left over, and I didn't want them to go to waste. And so I was thinking, what could I do with those? And I decided I'm going to make one of them into a swag. You can call it a lantern swag. You can also use these on your light post. You can put them on a mailbox. You can actually, if you wanted to, you could take a grapevine wreath and you could place this on the side, put some tails or not, and call it a Mardi Gras wreath. So there's lots of ways you can use these. I even have some customers that use them as centerpieces. They just lay them on their dining room table or their coffee table and use them as a centerpiece. So there's lots of ways you can use these pieces. So if you remember, this bow, it was made with wire, and I had actually had to cut it off of the wreath because I just couldn't get it untangled. But I cut the wire. I did leave a stub there on either side. I don't know if you can probably not see that on camera. But the first thing I'm going to do, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm not going to do that. I started to say I was going to go ahead and put it to this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put my goodies on it first. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm thinking about the dentist. That's what it is. If you guys are like me, I would rather cut my arm off than go to the dentist most days. I just hate to go to the dentist. I think I was scarred when I was young. My mom says I had 18 cavities when the first time I went to the dentist, and I think that did me in. But who else is like me? Hey, Linda. There's Mary. Hey, Mary, how are you? Okay, so I grabbed several different picks that I wanted to consider for this piece. And let me get them untangled here. This is one of my favorite Mardi Gras picks. This actually, I got it from Craft Outlet, but each one of these are wired, and you can see I've already taken part of this off. It's actually much larger, and that's one thing I like to look at when I'm looking for supplies. But to know how I can dissect this and put it into different sizes and different uses. So, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to kind of fluff this out. I know I want to use this for the top. Just fluffing it out here. And the lantern that I'm going to put this on is a large lantern. It's about a 26-inch tall lantern. So don't be scared because of how big the bow is and how big this is. It's going to be appropriate for the size of the lantern. All right, now I'm going to go ahead. I've got another one of these. I don't know if I'm going to use the whole one here, but I'm going to go ahead and fluff it out too. Oh, Jessica says she has the exact ones and she loves them. I do too. In fact, you saw when I lost mine the other day that I found as soon as I bought them. I went back, I bought the exact same ones. They're just a really good size, and they work really well. Okay, and I got those at Lowe's, by the way. All right, so I've got the 2 pieces, and here's my plan. Let me get my lantern up here. So like I said, it's a big lantern, 26 inches tall. I just want to try it on for size here. All right, and we're going to put the bow right here. So I think that will work well. What I don't like to see is whenever we're doing a lantern swag and it covers the whole, the whole lantern where you can't see anything. So I like that right there. So I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of tack those together about right there. Whoops. The first one's always the hardest, the first zip tie. Once you get the first one on, then it's smooth sailing. All right, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut off this end here. Here I was bragging on this, but like I said, it's not going to cut everything. So I've got a little bit stronger pair here that I stole out of my husband's toolbox. And he knows they're gone. He knows exactly when I take things. All right, I'm tightening those down just a little bit. I'm going to clip this off. Back around here. Oh, I forgot to get this other side. And trim this off. But back to lantern swags. They're always a good seller in my shop. In fact, I've got one I've sold so many times I just stopped making it because I get tired of making it. It's a Christmas winter one, but yeah, something to consider if you're just wanting to fill up your shop real quick or something like that. Okay, now that doesn't look like too awfully much, although you could just smack a bow on this and be done, right? Okay, but I want to put just a few more goodies on here. I've got these. This is all from Craft Outlet, all these things, okay? And I got these in stock, and Craft Outlet's an online shop, so I can't touch it and feel it. I didn't know all these pieces weren't wired. So the likelihood of me using these in a wreath is pretty low, so I thought I'll go ahead and I'll throw one of these in. I'm just going to stick that right underneath there, just to give a different texture. I'm going to put 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top is my plan, just to kind of fill in that space. Now it's not wired, but it does have different sections where you can kind of spread it out a little bit, kind of fluff it, so to speak. And I'm just basically making a sandwich out of these things. And if you saw me make any of my Christmas or fall lantern swags, you probably heard me already say this, but especially like right now at Hobby Lobby when they have all their Christmas picks out, I just go down the aisleway and I just put some of those picks together just like this in my hand and look to see what looks good. And that's how I base my decisions on a lot of my swags. All right, now I'm going to try and put one up top. I'm hoping it will cooperate. Actually, let me go ahead and cut these guys off first. So I think it's going to be kind of awkward if I don't. I'm just going to bend these pieces back up. And remember, this area right here, I'm leaving a space. Usually I leave it about the size of my fist to put the bow. Okay? All right, now, let me fluff this out just a little bit here. Hey, Kathy and Amy, how are you guys doing? And there's Arlene and Faye. Really appreciate you guys joining me Wasn't really sure what I was going to make today. But I wanted something kind of happy and sparkly. And you know, Mardi Gras is all about excess, so don't worry about, the more the better. I don't know, I feel like I might even have to add just a little bit more of these guys down here. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and tie them together. And notice I didn't just take this whole thing and wad it all together. If you get too much under here, your zip tie is not going to hold, so I try to piece it together gradually. Hey Cindy, how are you? There's Maria. But they're real simple to make, and my motto, if you don't like it, you can always take it apart, right? All right, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add another zip tie now that I've got this, this big sandwich started. And if you don't have zip ties, you can always use pipe cleaners. But to me, zip ties are just a little simpler and maybe a little stronger, okay? These little ones, don't pull them too hard because they will break. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. If you guys can see that, okay? All right, now I'm going to go ahead now, I'm going to add the bow. We're not done yet, but I'm going to go ahead and add the bow. And like I said, when I cut it off of that wreath the other day, I left a little stub here to work with. Okay, I didn't want to have to completely redo it from scratch, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right here in the center. There's a lot of sparkle going on, you guys. All right, now I'm going to tighten this. I'm not going to take the wire and twist it. I'm going to actually twist the swag itself. Okay? And that way that bow's going to tighten down on there. Now the wire that I used for this bow is a pretty small gauge. I think it's probably, I don't know, looking at it, it's probably a 24 or 26. So you don't want to twist it too much because it will break. All right, now I'm just going to turn that little stub over. Okay, and I just realized I forgot to cut one of my stems here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that right now. I can get it out of here without tearing anything up, that is. And I'm not cutting it real close into the swag. I'm, right there at that sandwich. I'm giving it plenty of room. Don't want to get it cut too short. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay. So like I said, this is a pretty good sized lantern. So, and there again, if you wanted to, you could go and take this and put it on a grapevine wreath. Maybe one or two of them even. Okay, maybe put one going this way and then another one going this way. Wouldn't that be pretty? Okay. All right, now at this point, if I set this on here, there's going to be a lot of empty space down here underneath that bow. Okay, underneath here and in between the bow and the lantern. So I'm going to add just a little bit of fluff. And to be honest, I haven't seen anybody else do this step before other than myself. So I don't know if anybody else does it or not. But here's what I do. I put some some mesh underneath of there. Just because you know, a lot of times whenever I'm doing my spring ones or my summer, that kind of thing, or even the Christmas ones, I've got a lot of greenery, some florals down there, but I don't like that space underneath that bow. So I'm going to take some mesh, and I've already cut on this. I've already borrowed off of it, so it looks like it's probably about 16 inches maybe. It's about 18 inches long. So I'm going to get another color here. I don't have any gold, and I waited too long to buy any because it looks like it's out of stock now. I'm going to cut off this rough edge here. All right, and just going to hold it up. Just got to eyeball it. All right, and then I've also got this kind of wild color. I've got this is a foil 10-inch mesh, and it has the gold in it for me. Like I said, I don't have any just plain gold mesh, so I needed to throw in that color too. But yet I didn't want it to get so noisy. I wouldn't just use this. I wanted to bring in some solid colors to kind of calm it down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Hey, Kim and Carol. All right, now this might be about the only time I use my Bodabra. I don't know if you guys use these or not, but I mean, it has its purposes, but I don't use it to make bows. I use it to hold mesh. Okay, so I want this piece to be in the middle, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to curl up this purple, and I'm going to let it kind of curl in on itself. I'm just going to have it hold there. Then I'm going to use the striped here. Roll it in. I might even need to use more. I don't know. I'll have to see when I get it all said and done. All right, and then we'll add the green. All right. So now we just got a nice wad of mesh. And like I said, this kind of takes the place of florals, greenery, flowers, that kind of thing. So, okay. Now I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner. Actually, I got one right here. Let me just, that's not going to be long enough though. Hang on, let me open this up. Yeah, Christine, that does make a big difference. Supporting your bows makes those bow loops go the way you want them to. Okay. Just making sure I got it relatively even. All right, now I'm going to tighten it down. And I want the rough edges to be down and away from the bulk of the swag, okay? I'm just going to take it down here and I'm just going to lay it right on back. I have to take my pipe cleaner back up the other way though. Actually, I might even need to add another pipe cleaner to make it long enough, but let me see. Let me work with it. Hey, Shonda, Jenny. Hey, Sue, how are you? Trying to keep that mesh off my sweater. You know, it grabs a hold of everything. All right, I'm just going to tack that on there and then make sure it's positioned the way I want it. Okay, now same thing. I'm gonna twirl the swag, not my pipe cleaner, so it'll tighten down on there. Okay. All right, we'll trim that off. Tuck that in. Okay. All right, but like I said, see how that kind of fills in that space behind the bow where it's not just air, basically. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my rustic wire on it. If I can find what I did with it. I just had it. Oh, here it is. And this is about 24 inches. I don't want to be real stingy on it. I want to make it nice and long enough. Actually, let me put this on to size here to see. Okay. I'm going to go underneath the bow. And this is just basically a hanger, okay? You can use this to attach to your banister or your lantern, whatever. All right, and usually I'll twist it 1 or 2 times. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put it on the lantern here. All righty. We kind of spread things out now. Left my bow. I'll turn it around here when I get everything situated. I want to make sure when I'm fluffing my bow, I've got my colors distributed. Don't want all the same ribbon in this concentrated in the same place. So who all out there celebrates Mardi Gras? We don't here in Indiana, but I do have a few customers that are from the South that do request for a Mardi Gras design every now and then. I just like it just because of the bling. Thank you, Bonnie. Okay. Trying to get some of these pieces all spread out too, and some people kind of like them going kind of crosswise. Some people like them straight up and down. I need to get it just a little bit tighter here. I want that kind of going forward. Okay, let me turn around here. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay. All right, now I need to add some tails. This bow did not have any tails, so I want to continue some of the ribbon down through here, and that'll help to kind of fill in some places too. And let me see, I may not use all of them. I feel like I've got a lot of different patterns going on, so I'm wanting to add some solid colors to kind of quiet it down just a little bit and unbusy the eye, so to speak. We can still use sparkle, but maybe a less pattern, okay? All right, is that everything I got? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to make some tails just like we do whenever we're adding them to wreaths. Okay. Just going to pull some of these off. Looking at this, I don't have a whole bunch of 2.5-inch ribbons that would work with this, that don't have a pattern. When I look at these two, to me, adding this to this design, like I said, I want to kind of calm it down just a little bit, busy wise. To me, this looks less busy than the Harlequin. Although this is one of my favorite Mardi Gras ribbons that I use, I feel like this is going to help me to quiet it down just a little bit because we've got just the one directional stripes. Okay? Same thing with this. I think this still, even though there's less color to this one to me calms it down a little better. Okay? The eye's not jumping everywhere with it. Okay? Hope that makes sense. I've got that right in front of my phone where I can't see comments here. All right, so I'm just going to make a couple of tails. I think I want a little gold, a little less green. All right, now I'm just going to lay these on top of each other just like this. Okay. I'm going to kind of pinch them all together. I'm going to get a pipe cleaner here. All right, I see a spot where I'm wanting to add these. Let me see. And actually, I can reach it with my fingers and just twist this pipe cleaner right around it. Let me trim off this top a little bit, though. Make sure it's down in there nice and tight. Now, if not, if I needed to, I could put a pick on this, or I could use just some glue to glue it in there and secure it. Okay? But like I said, I can see a spot there where I can get my hand right in there. I'm just going to attach that right straight to those picks that we've already added. And as before, I will turn this around whenever I get it secured in there, okay? I know you guys can't see what I'm doing right here. Tighten that in there. What I did, I just tied that right in there to that stem. Okay, you can see that. All right, now let me go ahead and trim some off, and I'm going to stagger the layers of my ribbons. I don't like them just all one length, but I am going to bring the 2.5 down a little bit longer. This one we'll do a little bit shorter, and this one even shorter. Okay, because I want it kind of coming out of the top. Actually, I probably should have made it just a little bit longer than that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dovetail this. And I usually don't dovetail my satin ribbons, but this one is real nice quality. It has a real good body to it. You know, otherwise it might bend over and kind of curl up in itself. I'll dovetail this one. This one, like I said, I wish I would have made it just a little bit longer. But I can always add 2 if I need to. Okay. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. And I think with this one, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use this chevron ribbon. And we'll mix up some of the other. I'm going to go with the gold, or no, I'm not. I started to say I was going to go with the gold, but there's kind of a concentration of gold right in this area, so I'm not going to do that. But I can carry over some green over on this side. I do with that ribbon? There it is. And again, I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and secure these two together. Oh, thank you guys for the hearts. Hey, Elizabeth. There's Peggy, Lovey, and Donna. How are you guys doing today? So how about you guys? Are you guys like me and just hate going to the dentist? I couldn't sleep last night. I think that's why. Even for teeth cleaning, I hate to go to the dentist. Hey, Elizabeth and Sharon. Okay, now let's bring one over on. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to see if I can find a stem that I can twist this around, and I can. Don't worry about messing up your bow. If you've got wired ribbon, you're good. Wired ribbon, if it's good quality, we can always reshape it. That's why we use wired ribbons. Don't worry about getting your hand in there, smashing up your bow. Okay. All right, and this one I'm going to make this one even a little bit longer with the 2.5 inch. I'm just kind of ironing out. It has just a few of those wrinkles where the wires kind of gotten kind of wadded up just a little bit. I'm just kind of straightening out the ribbons. Okay. All right, and again, I'm going to dovetail this. I want it to kind of curl. Okay. All right, I'm liking this. Liking the way it's going, guys. All right, that's what we have so far. Okay, like I said, we're not hiding our lantern. I don't know if you guys can't see the bottom of it, probably. That's what we have so far. Okay. All right, now I need some ribbon coming up from the top now. Since I did it down here for balance, I need to bring some up top. So I'm going to go opposite. Since I've used this ribbon over here, I'm going to go opposite on the other side for that one. And same thing. And actually I've got a where they've glued the two things together here, so I got to cut that off. And that's just part of ribbon. I mean, it's just part of the manufacturing. You might run across that. Just sometimes you can work with it, and you can just incorporate it into your design. You know, if it happens to where the juncture's not on the loop, sometimes you just gotta eat it and cut it out, just like that one. All right. All right, again, I'm going to pinch these together, get me another pipe cleaner. Got this right where I can't see. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Hey, Nicole, how are you? How about all my Texas folks? Is Mardi Gras big down in Texas, or does it just depend on where, you know, what region you're in? Maybe the closer over by Louisiana, maybe on the East Coast, or is it all throughout Texas? Oh, thank you, Nicole. All right, now I'm going to make these shorter, of course, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim these off. All right, let me see if I got a place where I can put this in there, which I do, so I'm just going to wrap that right around that stem. Well, that was easier said than done. I'm still working on it here. There we go. All right. And of course, when I'm putting the ribbon in like this, I always go back and I put some hot glue on there just to secure it. But I don't glue anything until I'm completely sure that I've got it where I want it. All right, I'm going to trim this off again. Yeah, okay, so Donna says the biggest concentration is in Louisiana and Alabama. Alabama does a huge parade too. And Mississippi, okay. You know, us Yankees, we don't celebrate it, but I always wanted to go. Actually, I've been to New Orleans one time, and it was some of the best food I ever ate in my life. Okay, all right, I'm just gonna trim, this is what I have right now, this is what I just added, and I'm just gonna trim these off, dovetail the ends, and I want those to kind of kind of flow over and cover up the top of the lantern is my plan. This one I'm gonna put just a little bit shorter because it's heavier, so it's more likely to droop. Okay. All right, so I need a little bit of those, the same thing I'm going to do over on the other side. And what we use over there? We used the chevron and we used green. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, to balance it off. Balance the patterns and balance the colors. And again, if I wanted to, I could just glue these ribbons in. Okay, but if I can secure them with pipe cleaner, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm all about mechanics and making sure everything's secure. Trying to come over here and see if there's any comments. I'm too short, I can't see over the top of this. Okay. All right, same thing, I'm going to join it down in here with the pipe cleaner. All right, trim that off and tuck it in. I'm just going to dovetail these ends. Okay, let me look at my bow now. I need to kind of fluff things back out since we mangled it just a little bit. Trying to get those pipe cleaners in. Okay. Clean up my mess here a bit. You guys wouldn't believe all the glitter on my table. All right. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Hey Kathy, how are you? Okay. All right, now You could stop right here. I've got just a few little touches I want to add though. The first one being, and I don't know if they make these anymore or not, but I thought they were so cute when I first saw them. I bought a bunch of them. It's been a few years ago, but let me show you what I've got. Aren't those the cutest things? Little baby mask. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Cindy. But have you guys seen these? I love to add these little masks just as a, little unexpected things. So let me see where all we can put one of those. And this one, the sticker fell off, so I'm going to have to take some hot glue and glue it on. I almost like her just kind of peeking. Let me see. I want to be sure that you can see her. Oh, maybe right there. Maybe right there on that, like that. Trying to think how I can have their. Let me see if some of these others still have the backing on them. I'm running out of them. I only have 4 of them left. Oh, this one still has its pin on it. They usually have the pin. Let me hook her right here. But I don't even remember where I got these. Like I said, I've had them. I bought a big pack of them. I want to say it was Craft Outlet years ago, but I might be wrong. Now if I can get my fingers to get her on there. I'm trying to be careful where I don't break the pin. There we go. All right. All right, so there's that. I put her up there. I feel like I need another one down here somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if I like her right there or not. I almost feel like I like her better just kind of peeking out from the bow. After all that work getting her on there. See. I think I found a place for her, but I got to rearrange my loops here. There, I like her right there. Okay. There we go. What do you think? About right there? I feel like we need another one though. Can't be ever just be the lone one. Oh, none of the rest of them have those backs. I might have to just glue it. I'm thinking I'm going to glue it right there. Okay, kind of facing the other way. If I can do this without burning myself. I'm going to use my glue pan and not my hot glue gun. I like that. And that sticks really tight on there. All right. Can you see what we did there? Put the two little masks. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to put a few finishing touches here. I was thinking about putting some glittered ferns in there, but I don't know if I need any more glitter. Actually, I've got a few pieces. Let me just try them on for size. I might just stop right here, but let me see. So I feel like I've got a hole right here behind her. Oh, I like that. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit of glitter fern. Like just put a few pieces here in the bow to kind of fill in some holes. And you guys, if you haven't stocked up, you know, now's the time to get some of the gold, you know, and like red, that kind of color while the Christmas items are out, like at Hobby Lobby and the different craft stores. Some things that you can use for all season, because like this is a Christmas fern. Take advantage now because you might not be able to get it later. Just finding another spot for a little bit more. I'm just going to outline in the inside of the bow, kind of outlining it with the fern. Okay. No, I don't like it there. Let's put it someplace else. There. All right, let me get one more piece there. Actually, I'm going to cut that in half. That's a little bit bigger than I wanted. Thinking maybe right in this area and then one up here. A lot of sparkle going on. Trying to get that where it's good and secure and, you know, has good contact. Where it has good contact with both of those ribbons there. That's what's going to hold that in there. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put another piece down here on the bottom. There we go. That'll kind of help hold your bow loops where you want them to. I almost feel like I need to put one more piece right in here, right underneath of her. Right underneath her face there. That little mask. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of makes her pop off of that ribbon a little bit better. There we go. Okay. All right. Can you guys see it? Oh, thank you, Val. Thank you. Yeah, we are a lot different timeline, aren't we? And actually, I'm a little bit early today compared to my usually Tuesday time. So, okay. Only thing I'm going to do now. I don't like the way this purple ribbon hangs right here. I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. Right, and I'm not going to dovetail it. It's wanting to curl up on itself, so I'm not going to dovetail it. I'm just cutting it at an angle. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're done. And you could always add more. I mean, always. I mean, our Mardi Gras is all about excess. We could always put some more feathers. I've got some balls that we could add in here. Okay. Can you guys see it all? It's huge. But like I said, this lantern is too, so it needs something big. But there again, you could put this on a light fixture. You could lay it down for a centerpiece. You could put it on a banister. You could put it on a grapevine wreath and call it a wreath. So, okay. So you guys, thanks again for spending this afternoon with me, and have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.